everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism. So if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out. And definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. So if you know me, or even if you just happen to see me, you know I like piercings. I have quite a few of them, mainly on my ears. One exception is my navel. Now, when you have a lot of piercings like I do, it's a commitment. It's a lifestyle. It affects so many things that I do, how I get dressed. I can't just pull a shirt on or off without thinking about where my ears are in relation to the collar. I can't wear hats. It affects how I sleep. It even affects how I snuggle into Joe. Now, over time, it becomes a habit, it becomes natural, but it really is a lifestyle. I've mentioned before on the channel that I used to have a heavy Boston accent. When I first began trying to lose it, it was difficult. I couldn't speak without conscious forethought. Now, outside of the occasional slip-up, which I do have, and which absolutely delights my children, I have to concentrate to speak with the accent. It's like that with the piercings too. It's routine for me now. I don't have to think about it the way that I used to. I was reminded though a few days ago about how it used to be. My daughter, who some of you know, recently graduated high school. She decided to treat herself to a cartilage piercing as a treat for graduating high school. And so we talked about it beforehand, and she said to me, she wasn't ready before to get a cartilage piercing, because it was always a joke between us. I was like, oh, you're going to get cartilage piercings, I know you are. But she wasn't ready for that level of commitment. But now she wanted the look of the cartilage piercing more than she didn't want to deal with the inconvenience of it healing. For those of you that don't know, when you get a cartilage piercing, the healing is no joke. It can take over a year for it to fully heal, where you can touch it without your ear, as my piercer says, getting angry. And when you have an angry cartilage piercing, it affects so much that you do. I'll just tell you briefly, I once had such a reaction to a piercing that I temporarily went deaf because of it. But you want to know something? I kept the piercing in. I was committed. And that kind of reminds me, which is why I even brought that up in the first place, of the level of commitment it takes when you go no contact with a narcissist. When no matter what the narcissist does, you stay committed to no contact. Because a narcissist very often is going to try to bait you. But it's like when I went deaf. I'm deaf and I still keep that earring in. No matter what the narcissist does, you maintain no contact. Joe and I have both gone no contact with our exes, and outside of actually leaving the narcissist, no contact is by far the single greatest thing we have done. It changes the entire dynamic of the relationship, or the entanglement, as we typically say. You get control back. Narcissism really is largely about control, a narcissist trying to control you. When you go no contact, you have the control, and that changes everything. Now, before I get too far into the video, let me just talk a little bit about exactly what no contact is. No contact is what it sounds like. No contact. No, none. Not a little bit of contact, not occasional contact. No contact. So you don't send or reply to texts, emails, phone messages, nothing, not one thing. They are, I was going to say as good as dead, but it's actually different than that, because if someone's dead, they don't have control over you. A narcissist, they will not lose control over you. They'll still have control over you. I'm not sure I said that right, until you put a stop to it. And the best, most effective way is no contact. Now, I actually went so far as to change my phone number, so my ex cannot text me. He does occasionally send me emails, though. What I've done lately is I just ignore them. Anything he does, I ignore it. And the thing is, it's not even just that you ignore it. Don't even read it. I don't read it. I'll see like, oh, it's from him, and delete. Sometimes you won't be able to help but see a text message if it's short. But you get an email, you get a phone message, just delete it. They have nothing of importance to say. If you're in a situation where you're divorcing the narcissist, the lawyer can fill you in on anything that you need to know. They themselves have nothing to say to you. Joe went no contact first, and I saw what it did for him. I saw how he changed when he took control of the situation. She couldn't say anything that he would react to. And I'll tell you something, Joe's ex is a piece of work. She will get right in there. She will say the most vile, hurtful, hateful, scary things to try to get him to react. He never reacts. Never. It's changed the entire dynamic. She'll still try occasionally, but it's so much better because now she knows he's not going to do anything. Once the narcissist knows, eventually they start to go away. Before that, they are all over you. Narcissists can never accept that you have left. If you leave the narcissist, now it's a little bit different if the narcissist leaves you. I know it's painful to have somebody leave you. However, I'm telling you, if a narcissist has left you, it really is a blessing because you have a better healing situation than somebody who left the narcissist. Joe and I left the narcissist. The narcissist doesn't take that too well. They want you to suffer, you to pay, you to feel pain. And that kind of brings me to a silent treatment. Some of you might be saying, well, isn't no contact the same as a silent treatment? How come the narcissist, like silent treatment's bad, but no contact isn't? Isn't that mean? No. I'm going to tell you the difference. No contact and silent treatment are completely different. Silent treatment is a punishment. It's the narcissist punishing you. Now, typically what happens with a silent treatment is that the narcissist has done something wrong. So let's just say, like in my case, right? My ex will charge up a credit card. He'll max out a credit card. Then I find out about it, and he doesn't want to deal with that. He doesn't want to accept that he hurt his family financially. So instead of dealing with it, talking to me, attempting to remedy the situation, whatever the case may be, he'll just ignore me. He will not talk to me at all. He will shut me out. That hurts so badly that once he starts talking to me again, I don't dare bring up the infraction because then I might go into another silent treatment. It's a punishment. It's meant to hurt you. They want to hurt you. They want you to feel bad. When it comes to no contact, it's completely different. No contact, you're not punishing the narcissist. You're saving your life. You're trying to take your life back. The narcissist has taken so much from you. You're taking control back for your own life. And that's a healthy thing. That's a necessary thing. The narcissist ends up having such power over you that they literally can change your personality. Joe and I were taking a walk recently, and I was telling him that I really don't like my job. I dislike my job. The reason I don't like my job is because I spend too much time completely alone. I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm alone at work. And Joe said to me, and it was so weird when he said this because it immediately made me think back to a couple of years ago. He said, oh, I can see that. You're so social. It must be hard not to have anybody at all to talk to, nobody to interact with. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then it occurred to me, wow, for me to actually say that, you guys, a few years ago when I was with my ex, I had such crippling social anxiety. I didn't want to leave my house. I was afraid to talk to people. I didn't think that I could. That was all because my ex had conditioned me to believe that other people didn't like me. So I believed this, and it affected me wanting to talk to other people. Once I left my ex, once it was over with him, it's almost like, muscle memory. Have you ever heard of muscle memory where, I've heard this in relation to pregnancy specifically. You have a certain muscle memory, so your abs are a certain way. You get pregnant and it's all out of whack, right? Because you're big and your stomach's big. After you lose the baby, it snaps right back. You go right back into muscle memory. Like if you're a runner, you go right back into that. That's kind of how it is when it comes to a narcissist. Once they're out of your life, you go back to how it was. So when I was with my ex, I had this crippling social anxiety. It didn't occur to me at the time that this was related to him. I actually thought to myself at one point, wow, it's a good thing I got married because there's no way I'd be able to meet somebody now with this terrible social anxiety I have. It didn't occur to me, well, geez, I never had this before. But once he was gone, it came back. I was back to the way that I used to be, to the point now, Joe only knows me as social. So when he said to me, oh yeah, I can see that because you're so social, it reminded me of that. When you are with a narcissist, they take so much from you. The way to get it back is to take control and not let them in your life. Have you ever heard the phrase where I think it says something like, the camel's nose can't be under the tent, something like that, because once that happens, they'll squeeze their way in. That might not be the best analogy, but that's how a narcissist is. You give them just a little bit of space and they will push their whole way back in. To get over a narcissist, to heal effectively, to have your life back, no contact. Now keep in mind, Joe and I both have kids with a narcissist, and even with that said, no contact. Even then, we don't say to ourselves, or, well, all right, well, I need to still talk to, my ex because of our children. No, there's nothing we need to say to them. Anything that is so crucial that must be said can be done through the attorney. That's it. And even Joe and I, there hasn't even been anything. We know when court dates are coming up because we hear about them outside of the narcissist. Nothing needs to be said with the narcissist ever, ever, ever again. When it comes to my ex and Joe with his ex, we have committed, and it's a commitment, just like the ear piercing, right? I'm deaf, but I still have this commitment. No matter what I have to do, I will never speak to my ex again. I will never look at him again. That kind of reminds me, this is, the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. I don't know if it's a trial. I haven't followed it very well, very much, but there was one thing that I heard, and I could relate to this so much. Apparently, and I don't really, like I said, I'm not really following it, so I'm not up to speed on this, but what I'm telling you is assuming that Amber Heard is the one with the personality disorder. At one point, Johnny Depp said that he would never give her the satisfaction of looking at her again. Never. And somebody mentioned that throughout this whole trial, he has never once looked at her. His head is always down. He always averts his eyes. He will not give her that satisfaction. That's a no contact thing. That is you having the courage, having the commitment, having the respect for yourself to say no, never again. And that's how I feel with my ex. I am never going to look at him again. I have a Zoom meeting coming up on June 6th. I'm not going to look in his direction. If I have to answer any questions, I will answer very monotone. I will go gray rock and I will speak to the attorney, or I will speak to the person that is asking me the question, not my ex. Once you do that, once you have the ability to do that, everything changes. You are now in control, and it doesn't matter what the narcissist says. I'll tell you, Joe's ex is different than mine. I think she's worse. But the reality is that she will say the most vile things. Joe doesn't react. He just doesn't react. The change in him has been astounding. He's a different person. He doesn't get all upset if she tries to contact him. Delete, no contact. I'm not doing anything with this anymore. Now it's like it's over in 1 second. Whereas before, she would say something to him. She would send a text. She would send an email, whatever it was. He would be upset over this for days. Now, nothing. Same thing for me. My ex would send me an email. He can't send me any text anymore because he doesn't have my phone number. But he would send me an email, or he would say something, some type of message. And I would be very upset about this. Joe, what am I going to do? Joe, help me here. That's how it would be. Now it's delete. There's nothing he can do. We don't live with our exes anymore. We're on our own now. We don't have anything to do with them. We're getting over these divorces. They do not need to be in our life at all. Doesn't matter if we have kids or not. No contact is the best thing you can do. If you are struggling because you're with a narcissist that continually harasses you, and you're trying to fight them and go back and forth in an email or text, just drop it. It's a commitment. It's just like right with the ear piercing. It takes a while before you can do it easily and readily every single time. But I am telling you, no contact is your answer. It gives you your life back. You're free. Once you go no contact, you are free. Now, it takes time. It does take a little time. It takes a commitment. And you need to think about this. Okay, what am I going to do if they show up at the house? What am I going to do if I see them out at the grocery store? Whatever it is, think about that. Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Don't respond to them. Absolutely nothing. You know, Joe always says, this person isn't even worth breathing the same air as me. How vile of a person is that, where they literally cannot breathe the same air as me? Joe is recently at a court case, and his ex went and sat right next to him. And she started saying all these horrible things to him. And you know, he told me, I just looked away. I didn't reply. I did nothing. I just sat there like she wasn't even there. That's taking control back. Think of so much, all the things that we lost because of the narcissist. No contact gives you your dignity back. It gives you your life back. If you haven't done it, I highly, highly recommend it. I hope this has helped. I hope this video has helped somebody decide to go no contact, because it really is the best thing I've done. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do that because I have kids with my ex. I was like, oh, I'm going to have some, I'm going to have some communication because we have kids. No, you don't. You don't have to do anything. Not one thing. Lawyer can handle anything. There's also apps that you can get if you have younger children. Like my kids don't see their father, but if you have younger children that do see the other parent, there's apps you can communicate only through the apps. You do not need to ever send them an email message, text, nothing. They don't need to have your phone number. It can be just going through somebody else if it's necessary at all. And if it isn't, just cut them off. Cut them off. It's not silent treatment. It's you taking your life back. It's about control, and you deserve to live your life. You deserve to be able to live your life on your terms without somebody else making you feel bad and telling you what to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. This is a little fun thing. If anyone wants to guess how many piercings I have, if you get it right, the first person to get it right, I will send you a sticker for the Sharon and Joe show. So let me know, how many piercings do I have? Other than that, I will see you all on Friday's video. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and God bless you.